Well, let me tell you a story about something that happened inside of a Kroger store in Middleton, Ohio. A woman goes into the Starbucks inside the Kroger, and she decides to get a tea, a Charlie Kirk's memory tea, if you will. She orders up his favorite drink, a Mint Majesty with 2 honeys. And she's handed a cup by the barrister, if you will, and the cup reads, Racist Fave Drink, right there on the cup. Well, now, Charlie Kirk was a guy who dedicated his entire life to freedom, his country, and yet he's mocked beyond the grave by a bitter employer with a marker and an agenda. So, what the lady do? She went right to management. Management was stunned. That worker at Kroger's and the Starbucks inside the Kroger's was fired. And it was intentional what their worker did. Now, even the corporate in Starbucks decided to scramble a little bit because this doesn't look good for them. But here's the problem we have, ladies and gentlemen. We've got a culture steeped in contempt for one particular tribe. That's the conservative tribe. And even when ordering a cup of tea, it becomes an opportunity, well, frankly, an opportunity for hatred. Now, Charlie Kirk lived his life with courage and conviction. He told people, hey, prove me wrong. Talk to people. That's what he did. That was his job. He just talked to people. He inspired millions of Americans who loved this country and loved God. And now, well, guess what? Even after he's died, people say, I hate that person, and does that kind of stuff on a cup. Well, let me tell you a little bit about Starbucks, folks. Starbucks is about to close and is closing a number of their coffee shops around the United States. It's in hundreds. Why? Well, some folks are getting tired of spending, $7, $8, $10 for a cup of coffee. Other folks are saying we don't like the atmosphere anymore. And I can tell you this one lady in Middleton, Ohio plans to never step foot in that Starbucks again. And I'm sure she's going to tell everybody she knows the same thing. The problem we have is this. We are now living in a world of mocking, slander, and insults. Because the only terms they seem to know are the terms of racist, Nazi, Hitler. It's all we hear, all the time. It's not about coffee anymore, is it? This is about hate. And frankly, we're in a society that shouldn't exist. But now we're in a society that despises Christians, despises patriots, despises conservatives, who actually want to stand up. But the truth is going to win out eventually, folks. Because every time someone scrawls hate on a coffee cup, it just reminds us how much, well, what we believe in stands for. Now, you can't erase Charlie Kirk's life. He lived it. You can't erase his message. You can't erase the millions of Americans who are determined to keep fighting. This is bigger than Starbucks, a lot bigger. It's about whether we're going to accept the culture or contempt, or whether we're going to stand tall for dignity, decency, and respect. We aren't going to be silenced, folks. Not in coffee shops, not in schools, not anywhere. Charlie Kirk stood tall for America. And now it's our turn to carry that torch higher than ever.